make some bread. Let's see, I've got my recipe here. I've already got some things started. I got some of this goo that I've created. I just slap it on there, I think is what I do. And then I add some of this. Some of this. Some of that. Ooh, let's see. How's that guy do that? Oh, it went in my shirt. Now what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Add yeast and then give it 3 hours to rise. I don't have 3 hours for this. This is the tiniest packet I have. I don't need that. This is gonna be ready to go. Let's stick it in the oven. Now we wait. You smell that? Smells like victory, like delicious bread. It's time, let's check it out. What? What happened here? Why is it so dinky? I gotta get Professor Tari in here. Stat!
Mr. B, you said it was urgent. What's going on?
Yeah, I've got a bread emergency, Professor T. Look at this thing. It's flat. It doesn't look delicious at all.
No,
I'm a failure.
It doesn't look good. What did you do?
I followed the instructions. I don't know what happened.
Mr. B, it looks like you're missing something. Wait a minute. Did you forget to put the yeast in?
Forget? Mr. B is like an elephant. He doesn't forget anything. No, it said it's gonna take like 3 hours for this to rise. Ain't nobody got time for that. And it's the smallest amount of anything in this bread.
Wait, so you didn't put yeast in?
No, I didn't.
That's what's wrong, Mr. B.
What's wrong with that?
Let me show you something.
Okay.
Okay, right here, I've got some water with a little bit of food coloring so we can watch it. And in here, I've got some yeast.
Got it.
And you're gonna see how powerful this yeast is. We're gonna add it to the water.
What you gonna do with that balloon?
Well, I'm gonna put the balloon, I'm gonna blow this balloon up with just the yeast.
No way, Jose. You're gonna make the balloon inflate
with the yeast and some warm water.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay, you're gonna help. I'm gonna put the balloon on, you're gonna help me hold it on.
Got it.
Okay?
So you're putting it on.
Yep.
All right, I'll hold on here.
All right, Mr. B, watch this.
Whoa!
Look at that. See how it's blowing up the balloon?
Yeah.
And that's just all from the yeast.
Whoa. I can hear it too. This is powerful. But how's it happening? How's it doing this?
Well, the yeast, it's a little organism. And when you add a little bit of sugar and some water to it, like all this energy builds up and it changes everything.
So you're saying that tiny bit of grainy whatever stuff does all of this?
Absolutely. You know what? It reminds me of a parable that Jesus told in the Bible, where he talked about a woman that was making bread, and she took the bread and she added a little bit of yeast. And when she did that, she kneaded it into the dough.
Oh, like she put it on her knee like so.
No, that's not what she did, Mr. B. She kneaded it.
Ooh, like I need this dough in my heart.
No, give me that.
Hey.
She kneaded it, like she took it and worked the yeast in.
Oh, she worked it. Why didn't you just say worked it? It's not kneaded like a little baby dough. You don't need dough.
Guess what though? When she did that, it changed the entire thing.
Okay. So what does that mean for me?
Well, Mr. B, the real question is, what kind of yeast will you be?
I think the real question is this stuff ready to eat?
No! I'm out of here.
Where's she going? Can you believe that these tiny particles of grain can affect the whole batch of bread? Professor T was right, and she was teaching me about this kneading motion, I think is what she said, that when you put in that yeast and you knead it into the bread, it affects the whole batch. Actually, in Matthew 13, it says this, that the kingdom of God is like the woman who added yeast to her bread, and once the yeast is worked all the way through the lump of dough, it affects the whole batch. You can't see the yeast anymore. If you pick through that bread, you couldn't take the yeast out. And so it is with us. When Jesus comes into our lives, He affects our every part. I mean, He changes the way we live, the way we move, the way we breathe. When we let Him come and live in our heart, we love others better, we serve others better, we show grace to those around us because Jesus did that for us first. Now the question for you is this: are you going to be a positive yeast that affects the people around you in great ways? Or are you going to be one that is fruitless and gross and not very tasty? You know, when Jesus changes our life, we can be like this delicious loaf of bread. We can help people around us be fed and be connected to Jesus, the one that changes all of us.